it's cold today. Hello everyone, how are you? Today it's Monday, November 18th, and winter has officially arrived, at least where I am. It's very cold. I think it's 0 degrees right now. So yeah, very, very cold. And with winter coming, fast approaching, I wanted to introduce you to my lineup for 2025. It's not a overwhelming lineup. It basically consists in 2 notebooks and a companion that I haven't yet decided what shape is gonna take next year, but I have some ideas. So it's just basically 2 notebooks. But before that, I wanted to situate ourselves, go through what has become my routines in my videos. So yeah, how are you guys? I am feeling much better these past 2 weeks. I don't know what was it. I don't know if it was November, which tends to be kind of like a dull month, but I felt terrible. Like my mental state was not great. And I don't know if you guys remember, but if you've been here from the beginning, I kept mentioning that I had suffered a lot of leg pain throughout the year, and it's back. One of my knees is just so painful right now. So I've been having kind of like a hard time these past 2 weeks, but I'm feeling much better now. Much better. My spirits are up, and I think this is also part of my reading for this week. So I want to start with that. I want to start with my reading. As always, you will have timestamps. So if you are so interested only in my 2025 lineup, please go ahead and skip this part. But if you would like to know what I've been reading, how is my reading life lately, please keep on watching. So let's move everything aside for a little bit. I went to the library last week. I think I mentioned it that I was gonna go. As always, we're going to be accompanied with my Skull Panda reading girl, which I love. I picked out from the library 4 books. I'll show you all of them. First one is Year of the Monkey by Patti Smith. Next, Checkout 19 by Claire Louise Bennett, which I've heard a lot about from her book Pond, which I haven't read yet. So this one they had at the library, so I decided to pick it up. Then Abandon Me by Melissa Phoebus, another very well-known author, especially I think in the feminist non-fiction sphere, but I haven't yet read anything by, I'm not sure, them, let's say them, because I haven't read anything, so not sure. And The Book of Goose by Yiyun Lee. I was actually struck by the cover. And I think I read on, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, I think it's Mackenzie, it says Mackenzie, Substack, about her reading this book. And I was very, captivated by her descriptions of the book, so I decided to pick it up at the library, and it looks like new, like no one has ever read it. So these are the books that I will read in my very near future. But I finished reading this week Patti Smith, Year of the Monkey, and I loved it. I think you've read M Train, you have to read The Year of the Monkey, because it is pulling a lot of threads from that book. I think on last week's video, I mentioned that on my commonplace notebook, I said something or wrote something about Patti Smith's relationships to objects, and especially her black coat. Well, this black coat is mentioned in this book again. And I don't know, there were a lot of things that are connected to M Train. So I enjoyed so much this read. And I think it's because I read them close together. So if you've read recently M Train, I really recommend to pick Year of the Monkey. Also, somewhat, it is connected to our current future because she is talking about the first Trump candidacy or election, presidency election. And well, right now we are ahead to the same future, right? Heading to the same future political landscape, I guess. So there's a lot of connections to our current days, but I loved it, and I wanna purchase it to have it because the pictures and everything, I just love it, and it inspired me to get a photo printer. I do have a Polaroid photo printer, however Polaroids are very heavy, and if you use Tomo River paper, to be honest, they're a bit of a nuisance to use. But I got, well, actually my partner got me a photo printer for our anniversary, and I want to document it in the same way, just snippets of things that I talk about in my journals. It doesn't have to be people, it doesn't have to be me, but I don't know, just things that help with my memory. So yeah, I love this book. Totally love this book. And because I've been reading so much nonfiction, I decided to pick up next Checkup 19. I haven't yet started it because I literally just finished Year of the Monkey. So when I read a little bit more about it, I'll let you know what I think. But yeah, these are my recent read, and next read. And now let's move on to our 2025 lineup, which is, I think, a short video. But first of all, my Hobonichi weeks. I already set it up with you guys, but I decided to go with this design, which I always forget the name. Is it the Thanks for Your Hard Work, Aoki-san by Keiko Shibata. I love this cover. It's so bright. And I added some pictures, some stickers already from a coffee shop and from the Traveler's Notebook yearly sticker collection. And this one is I Got a New Bag, and by Samo Ondo, which is a Korean brand, I think. And it came with a pack full of stickers, so I just chose one because I thought it was very cute and quirky. I added a Payan rub-on sticker here, and my word of the year, which is potential. These are my days off, and my tracker. And I think that's it. I think I have some birthdays here, some plans, and I added some tabs for the year, memo tab, which I just attached this. And I think here I will add maybe my key, which consists of 3 dots stickers, so not really a very extensive key, but nonetheless a key. So maybe I will just write it here, and I think that's it. I think I did my books read for next year, so I will be using the 100 for this, a pen test, which I don't want to talk about it, and the Hobonichi new paper, and to be honest, quite disappointing, but yeah, we will do. And my period tracker, and that's it. There's nothing else here. Just one more sticker and this year's pamphlet, which I always keep one with my notebook when I archive it. So I will be using this the same way that I have been using my Hobonichi for this year, which is basically just my plans here, so things, and when I upload videos and places I need to go or things I need to pay, my just memory keeping. And the reason why I choose this way is because when I have flipped through bigger journals and very extensive writing, it's hard to actually picture what was your year like. I think I have a hard time reading everything. And actually sometimes I don't want to read everything, but this is so small that I think it's easier to just capture my year. And that's a reason why I use bolder handwriting, because sometimes I don't want to read anything. So, oh, I know, back to work, I was back in Seoul, I got 500 subscribers. I started reading a book, and I also got some new books from Spain. Yeah, the things that were on my mind, the currently is the reading. I went to Triple Bagel, which is a cafe with my best friend, but I also went to the doctor because I was feeling quite sick. November started, things like that, you know. I had a Japan haul, and we got a new coffee machine, which was very exciting. We went to Songso and had a date. You know what I mean? A kind of simple way of seeing my year and picturing my year. I don't like how this week has turned out, because I think I haven't felt this week at all. But I haven't yet finished it because, yeah, this week has been very difficult. So in terms of like feeling healthy. So I will finish it today. But yeah, it's a week that it's here. But if it wasn't, I would be okay with it. And as always, the back pages are for everything that I want. So for example, I haven't been sleeping well since I came back from Spain. I don't know if it's jet lagged, I don't know what it is, but I haven't been sleeping, and that has also been affecting me quite a lot. So, you know, some easy good night sleep remedies and some kind of melatonin rich foods that maybe I can try. I just don't want to take any pills for helping me sleep yet. So I'm just trying kind of different things, and I'm actually feeling better. I just always wake up at 5:30. Even though I don't have to, but my sleep is always interrupted. It's never like a full night's sleep. So I wake up at 2, and then I wake up at 5, and then I wake up at 6, and you know, and I don't have to wake up until 7. So I don't know. It just kind of messed up my schedule a little bit, and I feel quite tired throughout the day. And things like that, and my trip to Barcelona, or fruits and colors, so some like benefits according to the fruit's color. But you know, this is just a fun way. My first YouTube video, things that I wanted to read while on the plane, which I did not. And you know, some commonplacing, you've seen this before. It's just whatever it is that I want to write and have here. So it's just like moments and ideas, and this is my main notebook, so everything that I think that it's important to me, I'll put here. And I am thinking of having this extension. These are the I'm happy here. I did the Hobonichi weeks small pages, like a small notebooks. So I just cover it because what is these colors? I don't know why. So I just cover it, and I either want to make this notebook for YouTube, because you guys leave me a lot of comments with good ideas of things that you want to see and you want me to mention, and of course, like, I sometimes forget. So I want to have somewhere to put it, or it's going to be a book notebook, but a book list notebook. So I made a lot of book lists because I love making lists and I love reading. However, these lists get lost once I archive the notebook, and I never see them again. And those could be very relevant books, like very relevant lists. So I've been thinking that maybe I want to make these a list notebook, book list notebook. So I'm not sure yet, but yeah. So this will be just recreated in 2025. And you've already seen my commonplacing notebook. For next year, I'm not sure if it's going to still be in a traveler's notebook or not. But I want to finish this insert, so I will be using this until I finish the insert, and I don't foresee it that it's gonna be in 2024. It could be that I finish it by December or not. So as of right now, I'm taking it with me to 2025. So yeah, if you want to see what's inside or how I approach it, please watch last week's video. But yeah, this is my commonplace notebook. And now, something that I've been using this year, but not consistently at all, it's a longer form journaling. So of course, I love the Hobonichi Weeks, but the Hobonichi Weeks has some limitations. First of all, space, and yeah, basically space. It's a small profile notebook. It is thin because I don't like the mega. It is a thin notebook with limited pages, right? So sometimes you may have a lot to say about something and you want to write 4 pages. I don't know, why not? So I have a notebook for when I want to write more about a day, that it doesn't really fit into this small 6-line, more or less, kind of dedicated space for each day. And I have a journal. However, as you can see, oh, you cannot see it. It says November here, but guys, November I have this. I have nothing. This is September and August, nothing happened. I was very consistent until August. I wrote almost every day, as you can see. So this is kind of like, if you want to flip through, please let me know. But yeah, I wrote almost every day on here. But because this is a blank notebook, I don't feel the need to come here and to just dedicate any time to this notebook, because I am already here and it's already dated. So I feel like, oh, where should I write, here or here? Oh, let's write here because this is dated, right? This is how I'm feeling lately. But I don't know, I feel sad because there's a lot of like beauty in writing a bit big, like a bit longer. So I thought I just need some motivation to be a bit more consistent, because also this is very a nice grounding exercise. I find that I watch a lot of YouTube and I consume a lot of series and stuff like that I'm actually not even paying attention that much. I'm just like losing my time, basically scrolling down my phone or being preoccupied by things I shouldn't actually. So I want to try to be more present next year and have like 15 to 20 minutes to myself, and gather my thoughts and ideas about that day, or that I thought about that day. Because usually, I don't know if I've ever said this, but usually my Hobonichi Weeks, I do it on the go. I take this to work, and you know, I am at work 9 hours, so I have enough time to write 6 lines. And sometimes I have even more time during my lunch break to just write a long form here if needed. So I wanted something that when I get home and I'm stressed about the day, I just sit down and open my notebook and I have a big space to gather my thoughts, even about things that I've read, things that I've seen, things that I've observed. So because this one is not really working, because I have no desire to write in here, and I had the first half of the year. So my intention is to be a bit more intentional these last 2 months of the year and sit down and write here, even if I don't really feel the need. I want to practice that, so I have an alarm on my phone to try to start making this a habit. Because I'm so sad, from December to April I was so consistent here and I have lots of like stuff. So please let me know if you want a flip through. I'm quite sad to see that this one is not as full and loved as my first one. So I wanted to try something different, and that's why for next year I purchased the Hobonichi Cousin bag. I don't know if I can commit to such a thick notebook, so I chose the bag, and I already set it up because I wanted to set it up by myself, to be honest. So I had this cover since 2018, I think, and I decided to kind of use it this year because this cover is very beautiful, but it's actually, I don't know, a bit stained, and I've tried everything to clean it, everything, but it really doesn't get better. So I don't know if I will retire this cover soon, but I wanted to use it this year, and this is it. I already cover it, I already design it. So crooked, I don't mind. I cannot do things straight. I can't. It's just, I don't see a straight line in my brain. I cannot do it, but it's fine. That's how I am. And I decided to cover it with just this kind of yellowy cream paper, both front and back covers, so you can see here. And I put this big strawberry because my partner and I, we went to a pop-up shop. It's not a shop, pop-up experience, and they change it quite a lot. So every 3 months or so, you can go there, and it's free, and you can experience something different. So this month, it was about your feelings, connecting with your emotions. So basically, they gave you this, and they make you write. Oh, this is mine. Okay, they make you write a moment that has impacted you emotionally. So because I was having such a hard week, and one of my closest friends at work, she gave me something as a present, as a gift. She didn't have to, but she did, just because she wanted to, and it made me so happy. You had to write about that and choose 3 adjectives that made you, like, represented the feelings that you felt. So like happiness and moving and love, something like that. And then you went to a box filled with soil, and the soil was divided and into different emotions. So you just grab from happiness and you put it in your cup. Then you grab from love and put it in your cup. And then you fill that to 80% from the soil related to the emotion that you have chosen. And after that, you have to give that experience kind of one word. So what did you learn, or what do you want to take from that experience? And to me, it's like appreciation for the people that I have in my life, and that they take care of me. And so they gave you a flower seeds, and then you can put one of those like name tags with the emotion that you wanted to come out of there. So if you had like negative emotions about something that happened in your life, maybe you can take something positive. So you could just in the name tag, you could write something positive, something like that. Whatever. Long story short, they gave us this, and I thought they were so cute, so I just cut mine. So this was mine. This was my partner, sorry. So I cut his, and then this is mine, and I will use for the second part of the year, which I think is kind of like cohesive to use. Now, maybe this you didn't care at all, I'm sorry. How I'm gonna use this notebook. So this is gonna be my slow life notebook. This is my life book, and this is gonna be my slow life. So when I need more space to think, when I need to be more creative, when I need to get out of my head, this is gonna be the notebook. I don't foresee myself journaling every day, if I'm honest with you. And I don't think I'm gonna do it that way. If I'm going to journal about something related to that day, and it's kind of specific to something that happened on that day, I will journal on said day. However, if I have like 4 pages blank before that, I'm gonna use that for maybe, I don't know, some commonplacing or some journaling that is not really related to one day, or I really do not care when did I journal about that, if that makes any sense. Because this way I won't feel pressure to fill in an A5 notebook every day. And also, I don't want to just feel it because I have to feel it. I want to be this, like I said, grounding exercise and be more present. But if it's going to make me stressed, I think it takes from what I want to achieve. So basically, I will journal about my day if needed, and then I will journal on the day. And if not, I will ignore the dates and journal about whatever I want. It could be about books, it could be about a painting, it could be about a new word that I learned, it could be about, I don't know, something that I bought and it's making me so happy. It could be anything that I want to. Because I like to go to cafes and I sometimes like to go alone. And my lovely Hobonichi weeks, maybe if I'm 3 hours at the cafe, I could just feel like, I don't know, 10 pages here at the back. Because of course, if you put decoration and stuff like that, your space is quite small, right, to write. And I feel like, oh, I don't want to use 10 pages or 6 pages in one go, because I want to use it for the whole year. So I think this is going to allow me to have more space to think. But before buying this book, by the way, I didn't set up anything else. I only set up the cover. But before buying this book, I wanted to know if I actually wanted to use it or not. So I had a Hobonichi Cousin, because I've used Hobonichi Cousins before. This is not my first go with it. I think the last one that I used was in 2019. So I went home, as you know, for holidays, and I just took one of the seams from my old notebook, because it was a spring edition, and I tried to mock up how I would use it. So I will show you here. So basically, I wanted to put a square here that it says, what time did I journal, where was I, and so city, and where I was journaling, or like physically where I was. And what I did was, I'm not sure about if I'm going to put a dot, if it's like personal journaling or commonplacing or something like that, or if I'm gonna put a weather sticker, or I haven't yet decided, but you know, this is just kind of a trial. So here I put a sticker to mean, oh, this is like personal journaling. So in the morning, I just journal about how I felt that day and how I was, you know, coping with being back home. And then at 6, I came back again and I journaled that we went to a Korean restaurant with my family. So how was that? And finally at almost 12, I came back and journaled about a family reunion, how I felt about that. Kind of like this. Then this day, I wanted to say less, a little bit less, so we woke up, and jet lag was quite awful before that, so we were happy that that day we felt better, and we were going to go to a theme park. So I just put the ticket here and how we felt, or things that we did, and kind of like a timeline of the day, because I didn't have much to say, so just timeline of the day. And here it was almost like our last day. So like I said, I don't feel like I need to fill in the whole page. Woke up, how I felt, a little like few lines of how I felt that day, and then saying goodbye to my family, how that also felt. And because this is a mock-up, like I also didn't want to journal a lot, because where was I going to put these pages, right? So just trying to see if this is something that I wanted to use. And yeah, this is a postcard from a bookshop that I went. So same thing, when did I start journaling, the weather, like temperature, where was I, like city, and then exactly physically where was I at the moment, like cafe, my room, my old room, my kitchen, something like that. I put this here, and then what we did that day basically, or how I felt during that day. This is kind of a mock-up of how I would like to do it in terms of like journaling about personal things, but I didn't design about commonplacing yet, or lists and stuff like that, because I actually didn't want to waste my time doing it, if that makes sense. But I think it would be fun to see how I use it next year. But because I loved how it looked so much, and actually this took me no time, guys. This took me like 15 minutes. I just kind of like sat down and did it. Yeah, it didn't take me long at all. I thought it was a bit more manageable, but again, I'm not preoccupied about sitting every day and journaling about the day, because sometimes I just don't like to journal about the day. I don't like to journal about my feelings of the day. I want to journal about what I read or what I saw or what I observed or what I heard. I like to do those things. While I was at this cafe, I saw this person drinking this and I got curious, and then I went into a research and whatever. I do that a lot. So it's more how I focus my journaling. But yeah, this is just how I wanted to try it. And this paper is such a dream. So different from this year's paper, but yeah. This is how I plan on using it. And yeah, that's it. Like very simple, I guess, very simple way to approach my year. An everyday book and a slow life, yeah. Like I don't know, like sit down and think book. Sit down and observe your feelings. Sit down and write, kind of. Also, I have a lot of big stickers. I love big stickers and I have nowhere to put them. So I think this also could be fun. And of course, I don't know how this is gonna be. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna love it, if I am not going to like it. This is something that we will discover together this year. But I thought that since this year, non-dated notebook for journaling was not really working, let's try a dated one. Let's see how that goes. It can backfire, but I don't know. It's just kind of an experiment. And the last thing that I wanted to show you is I got this 2025 calendar to hang on my wall. It's a Japanese calendar, but it's very cool because every month they have a welcoming page, like so, like for like February and welcoming page. So what I'm gonna do is I already ripped one of there. I'm going to cut it and put it here and decorate it nicely as my intro page to the month. I don't know, I'm just kind of like excited to use bigger things at the same time. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Not complicated, because I don't want to complicate my journaling life. I want this to be the simple thing in my life, the simplest of them all. And because I had so much joy using my Hobonichi weeks this year, and I put no pressure on myself. I want next year to be the same, knowing something that works and using what works and being excited about something new and creating more things and kind of having free and off time from screens, which I do not really have because I work every day in front of a computer, and then I come home and I'm watching YouTube videos or whatever it is, so again in front of a computer. So I just want to have a break from it and breathe a little bit, sit down with myself a little bit and slow down. So yeah, this is all I wanted to mention in today's video. I think soonish I will do a Q&A video, because there's a lot of things that you guys have been asking me, like what things do you use, like what materials do you use in your planner and pens and inks and stuff like that. So I think that will come maybe at the end of the year, so like goodbye to the year. So I will make sure to post somewhere a place where you can leave me questions, because I am preparing like some of them already. But yeah, and next week you will see my ink journal. So I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. I hope you don't stress yourself with planners too much, because this is our joy and it should bring us joy. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. This is just for you to see and to enjoy, not for anyone else. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and as always, please let me know what are you gonna use next year, what are you reading, and I hope you have a very wonderful day, and please stay warm if you're in a cold country like I am. So bye bye everyone.